The Galactic Empire was known across the universe for its immense power and unbeatable armies. Their invasion fleet, a sprawling armada of warships and fighters, was ready to attack Earth. Alien commanders, seated in their grand war room, were confident beyond measure. General Zorak, a tall, imposing figure with shimmering scales and piercing eyes, looked over the battle plans with a smirk. He turned to his fellow commanders, who were eagerly discussing their upcoming victory. "The human forces on this remote base are a joke," he said with a harsh, mocking laugh. "They have only a small army, and we have seen their numbers. It's nothing but a blip on our radar." His words were met with laughter from the rest of the room. Commander Vex, another high-ranking officer, added, "We've already wiped out stronger defenses than this. These humans are clearly outmatched. Their so-called army is a mere pebble in the path of our grand invasion." The alien fleet was massive, a dark sea of ships and gunmetal gray. From their view in the war room, the leaders could see the tiny human force on their monitors. The humans were stationed on a small outpost, their army looking insignificant compared to the vastness of the alien fleet. The aliens were sure of their victory. They broadcasted messages throughout the galaxy, mocking the human forces. "Look at Earth's pitiful defense," the messages boasted. "They think they can stand against us with their small army. How amusing." The aliens laughed and made jokes about the humans, believing their victory was already secured. Back on Earth, the human soldiers were working hard, preparing for what they knew was coming. Despite the mocking messages and alien bravado, the humans were focused and determined. They knew their enemy underestimated them, and that was something they planned to use to their advantage. General Zorak's laughter echoed through the war room. "These humans think they can actually defend themselves," he scoffed. "They don't know what's coming. Their defenses are nothing compared to our firepower." The alien commanders continued their mocking chatter, convinced that the battle would be over quickly. They reveled in their superiority, secure in the belief that the small human force was no threat at all. Their underestimation of the humans only grew with every passing moment. Yet, as they prepared to launch their attack, there was a slight shift in the air. A quiet sense of unease began to creep into the minds of the alien leaders. It was a faint feeling, almost imperceptible, but it was there. Despite their laughter and confidence, a small part of them wondered if they might have underestimated their opponents. But the laughter continued, louder and more arrogant. The aliens were ready to make their move, confident in their victory. Little did they know, the humans had a few surprises in store that would challenge their arrogance and change the course of the battle. While the Galactic Empire's fleet prepared for its grand attack on Earth, the small human army stationed on the remote outpost was quietly working behind the scenes. The aliens' laughter and mockery had been loud and clear, but the humans were determined not to let their confidence get the better of them. Colonel Sarah Mitchell, the commander of the human forces, was a woman of great skill and wisdom. She knew that the aliens underestimated her team, and she used that to her advantage. With her calm demeanor and sharp mind, she led her soldiers in preparing for the coming battle. The human outpost was modest in appearance, but its true strength lay in the advanced technology hidden within. As the alien fleet approached, the humans made final adjustments to their defenses. They had built a series of sophisticated traps and hidden weapons, all designed to surprise and confuse the invaders. Colonel Mitchell walked through the command center, where technicians and soldiers worked with focused efficiency. She paused to observe the main screen, which displayed a detailed map of the outpost and surrounding area. The map showed various hidden defense mechanisms and fortified positions. "Everything is set, Colonel," said Lieutenant Evans, one of Mitchell's most trusted officers. "Our sensors and weaponry are ready. We've also set up some surprises that should catch the aliens off guard." Mitchell nodded with a satisfied smile. "Good. Let's make sure they know they've picked the wrong target." Her voice was steady and full of determination. In another part of the outpost, engineers were finalizing a series of energy shields designed to withstand the aliens' powerful attacks. These shields were not visible from the outside and would only activate when the battle began. The humans had also hidden advanced weaponry, including plasma cannons and high-frequency disruptors, in strategic locations around the base. The soldiers were not only ready with their equipment, but also with their spirits high. They had been training for this moment, honing their skills and strategies. They knew that their strength lay not just in their technology, but also in their unity and resolve. The aliens' mockery had only strengthened their resolve to prove their worth. Colonel Mitchell called a meeting with her senior officers. "Remember, the aliens think we are weak," she said. "That's our advantage. They won't expect the level of resistance we're about to give them. Stick to the plan and trust in your training." The officers and soldiers nodded, their faces filled with determination. They understood the gravity of the situation and were ready to face the challenge head-on. As the hours ticked down to the expected time of the alien attack, the human forces remained focused. They worked silently, making final checks and preparing for the battle ahead. Every member of the outpost was aware that they were not just defending their base, but also their home and their way of life. The alien fleet continued its approach, its commanders still chuckling at the thought of easily overcoming the small human army. They had no idea that behind the seemingly simple outpost lay a hidden strength that would soon reveal itself. The humans were ready to show the invaders that they were not to be underestimated. With their preparations complete, the humans awaited the arrival of their enemies. They were prepared to turn the aliens' laughter into shock and awe. The battle was about to begin, and the hidden strength of the human army was about to be unleashed. The day of the battle arrived, and the atmosphere at the outpost was tense, but charged with determination. Colonel Sarah Mitchell and her soldiers braced themselves as the vast alien fleet drew closer. The aliens, still confident and mocking, had no idea of the surprises awaiting them. From the command center, Mitchell watched the main screen. The alien ships, massive and dark, began to position themselves for the attack. The aliens had unleashed their formidable firepower, expecting a swift and easy victory. Their lasers and missiles rained down, but the humans were ready. "Activate the energy shields," Mitchell ordered calmly. The hidden defense systems hummed to life, creating a protective barrier around the outpost. The alien attacks, powerful as they were, now had to contend with the unexpected shields. The lasers and missiles hit the shields but were absorbed or deflected, much to the aliens' surprise. The aliens' initial confusion quickly turned into frustration. "Their defenses are holding!" General Zorak's voice crackled over the communication lines. His confidence was shaken as he saw that their first assault was not having the desired effect. "Send in the ground troops," Zorak commanded, determined to finish the job. Alien landing crafts descended and their soldiers began to disembark. The alien forces marched toward the outpost, expecting to crush any resistance easily. As the alien soldiers approached, they triggered hidden traps set by the humans. Explosions rocked the battlefield as mines and automated turrets sprang to life. The alien troops were caught off guard, their advance slowed by the sudden and fierce counterattack. "Deploy the plasma cannons," Mitchell ordered. From concealed positions, human soldiers fired the plasma cannons, which unleashed intense beams of energy at the alien forces. The plasma cannons cut through alien armor and vehicles, causing significant damage and forcing the invaders to take cover. Despite their advanced technology, the aliens were now facing a well-coordinated and unexpectedly powerful defense. Their initial laughter had turned into shouts of alarm and frustration as they struggled to adapt to the humans' resistance. "Commander, we've lost several units," an alien officer reported, panic evident in his voice. "The humans are putting up more resistance than we anticipated." The battle raged on with both sides exchanging heavy fire. The humans fought fiercely, driven by the desire to protect their home. Each alien advance was met with determined resistance, and the humans' strategic placement of defenses and traps began to turn the tide of battle. General Zorak, watching the unfolding chaos, realized that the humans were not the easy targets he had expected. "They're tougher than we thought," he admitted grudgingly. "We need to adjust our strategy." The aliens' confidence continued to wane as their forces faced a fierce and organized defense. The outpost, far from being the easy conquest they had anticipated, was proving to be a formidable stronghold. The first battle was far from over, but the humans had already shown that they were more than capable of defending their territory against an overwhelming enemy. The aliens' laughter had faded, replaced by the grim reality of an unexpected fight. The human forces, though outnumbered, were proving to be a serious threat. As the battle continued, it became clear that the humans were not to be underestimated. The battle had been raging for hours, and the alien fleet's initial confidence had turned into deepening concern. The vast armada, once brimming with arrogance, now faced a fight far more challenging than anticipated. The alien commanders struggled to understand why their overwhelming force was not breaking through the small human outpost as easily as they had expected. General Zorak paced nervously in the command room. His usually calm demeanor was replaced by a look of frustration and worry. The main screen displayed chaotic scenes from the battlefield, alien troops struggling under intense fire, their tanks and transports taking heavy damage. "We've lost several battalions!" an alien officer shouted, his voice tinged with panic. "The humans are putting up more resistance than we've ever seen." Zorak's jaw tightened. "Increase the intensity of the bombardment. We need to break through their defenses now," he ordered, trying to mask his growing unease. He had underestimated the human resolve and the effectiveness of their defenses. In the command center of the human outpost, Colonel Sarah Mitchell monitored the battle with focused determination. She saw the aliens growing increasingly disorganized. Her soldiers were holding their ground, and every alien attempt to advance was met with fierce resistance. Mitchell turned to Lieutenant Evans. "How are we holding up?" she asked, her voice steady despite the chaos. "We're doing well," Evans replied. "But the alien forces are still heavy. We need to keep pushing and use every advantage we have." Mitchell nodded. "Keep the pressure on them. They're starting to realize that we're not as weak as they thought." The aliens continued to bombard the outpost, but the hidden energy shields and defensive traps still held. The plasma cannons and automated turrets fired relentlessly, causing significant damage to the alien forces. Each successful counterattack only added to the alien commander's frustration. Inside the alien command room, General Zorak's frustration grew. "We should have overwhelmed them by now," he said, his voice low and troubled. "Their defenses are more advanced than we anticipated. What's going wrong?" Another officer, struggling to make sense of the situation, reported, "Our sensors show that their defenses are holding. We're losing more troops than we're gaining ground. We need to rethink our approach." Zorak's face darkened. He had been so sure of an easy victory that he had not prepared for a prolonged fight. His earlier confidence had been replaced by a grim realization the human forces were proving to be a serious threat. Back at the outpost, the human soldiers continued their defense with unwavering resolve. They were encouraged by their success and the growing confusion among the alien forces. Mitchell's strategy was working, and the small army was holding its ground against the much larger invading force. As the hours passed, the aliens' initial arrogance turned into deep concern. The battle was not going as planned, and the once certain victory now seemed uncertain. The alien commanders began to understand that they had underestimated their opponents, and that the small human army was proving to be a much bigger challenge than they had ever imagined. The growing concern among the alien leaders was a sign of things to come. The humans had shown that they could defend themselves and fight back with surprising strength. The battle was far from over, but the shift in the alien commanders' attitudes was clear. They were no longer laughing at the humans, but were now deeply worried about the outcome of the fight. The tide of battle had shifted. The once confident alien forces now faced a determined and resilient human defense. General Zorak, still grappling with the unexpected resistance, knew it was time to rethink his strategy. The aliens had underestimated the human resolve, and now it was time for the humans to show just how formidable they could be. Colonel Sarah Mitchell sensed the moment was right. The aliens were disorganized, their attacks growing less coordinated as they struggled to deal with the fierce human defenses. Mitchell decided it was time to go on the offensive. "Prepare for a counterattack," she ordered with a steely resolve. "We need to hit them hard and take advantage of their confusion." The human soldiers, energized by their earlier success, quickly mobilized. They moved with precision, their training paying off as they prepared to launch their attack. The hidden plasma cannons and high-frequency disruptors, which had previously been used for defense, were now repositioned for an aggressive counterstrike. As the human forces advanced, they launched a series of coordinated strikes against the alien troops. The plasma cannons blazed, cutting through alien ranks and causing chaos. The high-frequency disruptors targeted alien communication lines, further disrupting their already shaky coordination. Alien officers, struggling to regain control, watched in horror as their forces were hit from multiple angles. The once proud alien troops, who had mocked the human defenses, were now on the defensive themselves. The human counterattack was relentless and precise, turning the tide of battle further in their favor. Command Center, we're under heavy attack, an alien officer reported, panic evident in his voice. The humans are hitting us from all sides. We're losing ground! General Zorak's frustration turned into alarm. He could see the chaos unfolding on the main screen. Reinforce our positions! Send in more troops to cover the breach, he ordered, his voice sharp with urgency. Back at the outpost, Colonel Mitchell watched the progress with satisfaction. Her strategy was working. The human forces, motivated by the need to protect their home, fought with unmatched determination. Each successful counterattack pushed the alien invaders further back. Lieutenant Evans approached Mitchell, his face lit with a mixture of excitement and relief. The counterattack is working, Colonel. We're driving them back. Their command is in disarray. Mitchell nodded, her eyes fixed on the battlefield. Keep up the pressure. We can't let up now. They're vulnerable, and we need to make the most of this opportunity. The human soldiers pressed their advantage, using their knowledge of the terrain and their superior tactics to outmaneuver the aliens. The once overconfident invaders were now reeling from the unexpected assault, their earlier arrogance replaced by a desperate struggle to hold their ground. As the battle continued, the aliens were forced to retreat. Their once dominant position was now under threat, and the human forces continued to push forward, determined to drive the invaders away. The human counterattack had been a resounding success. The alien forces, caught off guard and unable to adapt quickly enough, were being driven back from the outpost. The humans, once seen as weak and insignificant, had proven their strength and resilience in the face of a formidable enemy. The battle was far from over, but the shift in momentum was clear. The aliens were no longer the unchallenged aggressors. The humans had shown that they were a force to be reckoned with, and the invaders now faced a much tougher fight than they had ever anticipated. The battle had reached a critical point. The once dominant alien forces were now struggling to hold their ground. General Zorak's orders to reinforce the troops had only partially stemmed the tide. The human counterattack had left the aliens reeling, but now Mitchell had a surprise that would shift the balance even further. Colonel Sarah Mitchell had been waiting for the right moment. As the alien forces struggled to regroup, she decided it was time to reveal the hidden strength that had been carefully concealed until now. The humans had one final card to play, and it was time to show the aliens what they were truly up against. Activate the hidden fleet, Mitchell ordered. Her voice was calm but full of purpose. She had been keeping a powerful secret, a fleet of advanced warships that had been in reserve, hidden from alien detection. From the depths of the outpost, a series of concealed launch bays opened. The human fleet, sleek and formidable, emerged from their hidden positions. These ships were equipped with the latest technology, and their appearance was both awe-inspiring and intimidating. The alien forces, who had thought they had already faced the full brunt of human resistance, now watched in stunned silence as the new fleet came into view. The sleek ships moved with precision, their hulls gleaming under the stars. The alien command centers erupted into chaos as the realization set in. "What are those?" an alien officer shouted, his voice trembling. "We didn't detect these ships. Where did they come from?" General Zorak's eyes widened in disbelief. He had never anticipated such a hidden force. The alien fleet, already stretched thin from the prolonged battle, now faced an additional and unexpected threat. The new human fleet began to engage, unleashing a barrage of energy weapons that caught the alien forces off guard. Mitchell watched the scene unfold with a sense of satisfaction. The hidden fleet had been a well-kept secret, and now it was serving its purpose. The advanced warships moved with deadly efficiency, targeting alien ships and disrupting their formations. "Command Center, we're being overwhelmed," an alien officer reported, panic in his voice. "The new human fleet is too powerful. We're losing ships." The aliens, already struggling to contain the human counterattack, now faced an even greater challenge. The new fleet's advanced weaponry and tactics further intensified the pressure on the invaders. The once confident alien commanders were now scrambling to respond to the unexpected threat. Lieutenant Evans approached Mitchell. "Colonel, the hidden fleet is making a huge impact. The aliens are in disarray and their forces are collapsing." Mitchell nodded. "Good. We need to keep the pressure on them. This is our chance to drive them back completely." The battle took a dramatic turn as the human fleet continued its assault. The alien forces, battered and demoralized, struggled to mount an effective defense. The once overwhelming invasion had become a desperate fight for survival. As the hours passed, the alien forces began to retreat. The human fleet, having revealed its hidden strength, pursued them relentlessly. The alien commanders, now facing a devastating defeat, could only watch as their plans unraveled before them. The big reveal had changed the course of the battle. The hidden fleet had been the game changer, turning the tide in favor of the humans. The aliens, once so sure of their victory, now faced the harsh reality of their miscalculation. The humans had proven themselves to be far more formidable than anyone had imagined. The unexpected appearance of the hidden human fleet had turned the battle into a chaotic struggle for survival. The once confident alien forces were now faced with a relentless assault that they hadn't anticipated. General Zorak, overwhelmed and desperate, had to make a critical decision. The alien command center was in uproar. The screens displayed images of their fleet being battered by the powerful human warships. Alien soldiers scrambled to defend their positions, but the surprise and confusion were taking their toll. "We can't hold out much longer," an alien officer shouted, his voice strained with fear. "The humans are overwhelming us from all sides." General Zorak slammed his fist on the control panel. "We need to fall back," he ordered, his voice filled with urgency. "Prepare for a full retreat. Get the remaining ships and troops out of here now." The alien fleet, battered and demoralized, began to retreat. Alien ships, once moving with confidence, now fled in disarray. The human fleet pressed the advantage, targeting the retreating ships and forcing them to move even faster. The once proud alien invasion was now a desperate scramble for survival. On the battlefield, Colonel Sarah Mitchell watched the retreat unfold. The hidden fleet had proved its worth, and the aliens were now fleeing. Mitchell's face showed a mix of determination and relief. The tide had turned, and the humans had fought back with remarkable strength. "Keep up the pressure," Mitchell ordered. "Don't let them regroup. We need to push them out completely." The human forces continued their assault, pushing the alien fleet away from the outpost. The alien ships, already damaged and struggling, were now facing a relentless barrage. The humans' advanced weaponry and tactical superiority ensured that the aliens couldn't regroup or mount a counterattack. Lieutenant Evans reported from the command center. "Colonel, the alien fleet is retreating. Their ships are in disarray, and many are damaged or destroyed." Mitchell nodded. "Excellent. We need to make sure they don't return. Keep monitoring their movements and ensure they don't regroup." The alien retreat was marked by chaos. Ships collided as they attempted to escape, and alien soldiers fought to keep their positions amidst the chaos. The once dominant fleet was now a disorganized mass trying to flee from the relentless human pursuit. As the alien ships moved further away from the outpost, the human fleet continued to follow, ensuring that the invaders didn't turn around and try to fight back. The retreating aliens were forced to navigate through the wreckage of their own damaged vessels, adding to their difficulties. General Zorak, watching the retreat from his command ship, felt a deep sense of defeat. The once grand invasion had turned into a humiliating retreat. His once confident plans had been shattered by the unexpected strength of the human forces. "We've lost," Zorak admitted bitterly. "Return to the homeworld and report our failure. We need to regroup and reassess our strategy." The alien fleet, now a broken and scattered force, made its way back to its homeworld. The humans, having achieved a significant victory, began to regroup and assess the aftermath of the battle. The outpost had been defended, and the alien invasion had been repelled. As the alien ships disappeared into the distance, Colonel Mitchell allowed herself a moment of satisfaction. The humans had proven their strength and resilience, turning a desperate fight into a resounding victory. The battle was over, but the impact of the human defense would be felt for a long time to come. The battle had ended, and the once chaotic battlefield was now eerily quiet. The alien invaders had retreated, and the human forces were left to survey the aftermath of the fierce conflict. The outpost, though battered, had withstood the onslaught, and the humans had achieved a hard-fought victory. Colonel Sarah Mitchell stood amidst the wreckage, her face marked by exhaustion and relief. The once smoldering ruins of the battlefield were now calm, with only the distant hum of the human recovery teams breaking the silence. The alien retreat had left behind a scene of destruction, but the humans had prevailed. Mitchell walked through the remains of the outpost, inspecting the damage. Despite the scars of battle, the human defenses had held firm. The advanced technology and the hidden fleet had turned the tide, proving to be crucial in repelling the invaders. "Colonel, We've completed the initial damage assessment, Lieutenant Evans reported, approaching Mitchell with a data pad. The outpost is damaged, but we've managed to keep the critical systems intact. Casualties are lower than we expected. Mitchell nodded, her eyes scanning the battlefield. That's good news. We need to begin repairs and reinforce our defenses. We can't afford to be caught off guard again. As the human forces worked to repair the outpost, the alien wreckage was being cleared away. The once advanced alien technology was now strewn across the battlefield, a testament to the unexpected strength of the human resistance. Some of the alien equipment was salvageable, and scientists were already examining it for valuable insights. In the alien command center, General Zorak returned to the homeworld, his mood grim. The defeat was a heavy blow to the alien empire, and Zorak knew that their plans had to be reassessed. The once feared invasion had been turned back by a seemingly small human force. "We underestimated them," Zorak said to his superiors, his voice low. "The humans are more capable than we thought. We need to learn from this failure and prepare for future encounters." Back on the outpost, the mood among the human forces was one of cautious celebration. The victory had been hard-earned, and the soldiers took pride in their achievement. They had shown that they could stand against a powerful enemy and emerge victorious. Mitchell gathered her key officers for a debriefing. "We faced a serious threat and came through it. Our success was due to our preparation, our technology, and our determination. But we need to stay vigilant. This victory is important, but it's only the beginning." The officers nodded in agreement. The battle had proven the strength of human resolve and the effectiveness of their strategies, but it had also shown that the galaxy was a dangerous place. The alien retreat was a victory, but it was clear that there would be more challenges ahead. As the days passed, the outpost began to recover. Repairs were underway, and the soldiers returned to their duties with renewed focus. The human forces had proven their capability, and the victory had strengthened their resolve. The alien defeat would be remembered as a turning point. The once overwhelming invaders had been repelled, and the humans had shown that they were a force to be reckoned with. The aftermath of the battle left the humans stronger and more determined, ready to face whatever challenges the galaxy might bring. The battle was over, and the alien forces had retreated. The outpost was in the process of recovery, and the human defenders were beginning to return to their regular routines. The victory had not only saved their base, but had also altered the perception of humanity across the galaxy. In the alien command center, the mood was somber. General Zorak and his high-ranking officers gathered to discuss the defeat. Their once confident arrogance had been replaced by a newfound respect for the human capability. "We were wrong about them," Zorak admitted, his voice heavy with defeat. "The humans are not as weak as we thought. They fought with determination and skill. This loss has shown us their true strength." The alien officers nodded in agreement. The once dismissed human forces had proven themselves to be formidable opponents. The alien empire, now faced with the reality of a resilient enemy, began to reassess its strategy. Meanwhile, at the outpost, Colonel Sarah Mitchell and her team were celebrated as heroes. The victory had been hard-won, and the soldiers received recognition for their bravery and perseverance. Yet Mitchell knew that the battle had only been one part of a larger struggle. Mitchell held a press conference to address the public. "Today, we stand victorious not because we were stronger, but because we were united and determined. The aliens underestimated us, but we've shown that humanity is a force to be reckoned with. This victory is a testament to our strength and our resolve." The news of the victory spread quickly through the galaxy. Alien species that had previously viewed humans with disdain or indifference began to take notice. The defeat of the alien invasion forced many to rethink their views on humanity. The once mocked species was now seen in a new light. Across the galaxy, alien leaders began to reconsider their stance on human relations. Diplomats from various species reached out to Earth, seeking to establish new channels of communication and cooperation. The defeat of the alien forces had sparked a new wave of respect and curiosity about humanity. In the alien capital, the High Council convened to discuss the implications of the defeat. The once dismissive attitude toward humans had shifted to one of cautious admiration. The Council debated how to approach future interactions with humanity, recognizing the need to respect their strength and capabilities. "The humans have proven themselves as more than just a minor species," one council member stated. "They have demonstrated both resilience and resourcefulness. We must approach them with the respect they now deserve." The human outpost, now secure and recovering, saw an influx of diplomatic envoys from various alien species. The galaxy's perception of humanity had changed, and the new respect was evident in the way aliens engaged with Earth. Colonel Mitchell and her team continued their work, now with the knowledge that their victory had a far-reaching impact. The once overlooked humans had made a mark on the galaxy, showing that they were more than capable of defending themselves and standing their ground. As the days turned into weeks, the new respect for humanity continued to grow. The battle had not only defended the outpost, but had also paved the way for a new era of intergalactic relations. Humanity had earned its place among the stars, not through conquest, but through courage and determination.